Travels of Terror, Strange and Spooky Spots Across America. The Bram Stoker Award-nominated horror duo of Kelly Florence and Meg Hafdahl is ready to take everyone on a journey across America's creepiest dark tourism locations. Grab your flashlight, garlic, and ghost hunting equipment. We're taking you on the ultimate road trip of the spookiest places around the United States.
We have two events to announce now, because we have the October 11th event at the West Theater in Duluth. Laugh Till You Scream at 9 p.m. It is a combination of stand-up comedy and horror shorts, as well as an October 6th event at the Woodbury 10 at 6 p.m. And it'll be Farx Brothers Presents Pilots. We're going to show Canusa Street and, I believe, a Hitch List, as well as some of our shorts. And Zach will be there, and I will be there as the filmmakers, and I think we'll have the same we have the same comedians committed.
Isabella LeBlanc.
Oh, that's right. Oh, of course. Yeah, because I knew Isabel. I don't know her, but I was aware that she was
in it. Yeah.
From
here.
And you had mentioned Winona Whelms, so yeah.
Awesome people.
I met her once. I accosted her at a party. She seemed to be
Winona?
nice. Yes.
She's very sweet. She was at the party on Saturday.
I know. I would have said hi.
She's like the sweetest person. I always wanted to give her a big hug. I don't know if she's like, but I am. And she's very nice. I'm a huge hugger.
You're a big hugger.
I'm a big hugger.
I'm going to when I see you in a crowd of people at one of these activations,
I'm
going to come up and give you a big hug.
Yeah. I'll give you a hug. I'm not hugging dudes like that, but, big hugger with the, But also, I think, married with children. You know what I mean? I think she's married, but, also, she's just a great mentor.
Oh, yeah.
She's like a big sister. She's awesome.
She has, older children, like teenage children or older.
Yeah. And I think she started off in this whole industry as a mom. But anyway, Isabella, yeah. Right? Awesome. Isabella, Winona worked on that show. I don't know who else was up for a nomination at the Emmys outside of Jodie Foster. I heard the lady from Ted Lasso. But this last
because
season,
of Fargo season 5?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Juno Temple. Yeah,
Juno Temple was up against her. Okay.
Oh, she's in.
She's in season 5 of Fargo, which has the best ending of any Fargo season in my.
Okay, I gotta continue watching Fargo. The show.
Oh my God! What season are you in the middle of?
I think I just watched the first episode.
Okay, never mind. Keep going with The Sopranos.
Yeah, but I gotta finish The Sopranos. I'll circle back to Fargo. But I didn't know. I thought she was nominated for Ted Lasso, but I guess that was last year. So I didn't know she was in Fargo. Was her performance that great? I'm not gonna say Jodie Foster was the best Jodie Foster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's a great actress. I like Jodie Foster, but I don't think she was the best actress.
I'm sorry. I actually do. I didn't care about the. I care about the Emmys. I hope to someday have it financially benefit me in my professional career.
I'd love an Emmy.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, who wouldn't, right?
Right? I got a nomination.
You got,
nice.
Because you did
student
the
nomination. Midwest, Midwest one, yeah.
Huh? Because you can get the daytime Emmys by doing,
And, some docs can. Some daytime Emmys for sure. That'd be love. But yes, you were saying?
So I saw season 5 of Fargo, and I saw Night Country, and both take place in northern cold places with
crime and
they're both crime things and women centric and complex women who know how to get themselves out of the Sigourney Weavers of alien type characters.
Yeah, tough bitches.
That's
what we call them.
I think
that's what they put in the casting. Look for it. We're trying to get a tough bitch in this role.
They put that in castings that you see?
I think so. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Oh my God! Because we've been yelled at for a casting that
Do not take anything I say seriously.
Gave one extra descriptor to the female character, and we talked about it in a mixed group afterwards, and we're like, well, okay, we could have just taken out this one word, and then I doubt this would have caused, and some people maybe get angry. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think
without getting to specifics. Yeah.
I just think I really like Juno Temple in Fargo season 5 more than I liked Jodie Foster, and the complexity of the performance.
Yeah,
what
okay.
I think it is.
I might have to watch season 5. I mean, I could just jump ahead, right? It's all
It's an anthology. They're both
separate.
great
shows. So like, I'm glad they both happened. Just to put that out, and I'm glad. Like my wife and I both enjoyed watching both. But if I was trying
to choose,
if I had to choose, and I think my wife would support me on this, is I think you'd take Juno Temple over Jodie Foster, and I didn't even follow closely enough to know that one. And really, what I'd like this to be is like a sports show where we talk about TV and movies. And bait them like you would a sporting because you know at the end of the day they're athletes.
Yeah, having that. Yeah, actors are athletes. There we go. You know, it's
they're
a lot of
sport.
I mean, it is a lot of work being on set for sure. It's an exhausting process. I mean, right now Emily Blunt's going through a tunnel in Mexico somewhere. Apparently, they shot this in Mexico.
Oh, and probably cheaper.
Yeah, which is like just crazy. But just in general, it's just kind of crazy. Like you're in the cartel country moving.
So they didn't even need to add the yellow LUT. They had
exactly. Yeah, they're already there. They're already there. Yeah, the sun changed colors.
Very authentic.
Right, but a ton of training goes into this, right? Like a ton of stunt coordination. Like it's a physically demanding job at some points at this level.
She probably got to go shoot guns for a couple days.
For real,
used to shooting those.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, handling them. Dealing with the fucking ricochet of it, like.
Have you ever shot a gun like that?
I've never shot a gun ever.
Oh, are you?
I'm hoping to.
Okay, you're hoping like.
I'm hoping to shoot some shit.
Nick, tell him a story.
Will you shoot?
Well, like when we went down to.
That's how I know about the story. You can tell.
We shot some guns, yeah, because the guy who handled like what was his role?
He was the weapon person for our movie, and we also had him act.
Yeah, so he's like, hey, come down, I'll set you guys up with some guns and we'll shoot. And that was the first time I ever shot a gun. And we shot like 4 different guns.
How long ago was this?
3 years ago.
That's so awesome. Just like gun buffet.
Yeah, as we go into the shooting range, and then one of them was like a big fucking thing up on the shoulder thing to like. I thought it was
from John Wick 3.
I thought it was gonna break my fucking nose. No, but it was like.
Oh, like the kickback was.
Well, I was worried. I had no idea what it was going to be. I was worried, is it going to come and do that? Yeah. And like, I've had 2 nose surgeries. I don't need a third. Like,
I thought you just had a dainty nose.
No, I've had 2.
Like a deviated.
No, this is like so fucking lifeguards broke my nose fucking around at the YMCA when I was 15, and I
broke his nose at the YMCA at 15 years old.
The lifeguards were fucking around and broke my nose.
Yeah, I do know this story.
So then 10 years later, I got a surgery, and then they didn't really do it right, and we did it again a year later. So there's my 2 noses. What they do, they cut through this. And they peel, they like unsheath.
They gave you the Michael Jackson?
So this skin,
all
the skin of your nose is touching up here. Like it's all laid out on your forehead. Fuck. And then while they do their thing with all the bone and the cartilage.
Can you smell?
Oh, I
can.
He
smells like hell sometimes.
I can. Me. Yeah. No, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But no, I can like, but
farting.
There you go.
No, you're the one who like God damn it!
We're telling a shooting story about.
I walked into that. You're talking about smells now. I walked into the upstairs. Kirk told me, "Oh, you can get to the restroom from the upstairs of the AMC of the theater we were in, where we're seeing Speak No Evil." I'm like, "Oh, that's convenient." I go in there and I see 2. I see like Phyla flip flops under the stall when I walk in to take a piss, just sitting there like a statue, and I'm like. Oh, this is the worst. One of the worst things I've ever smelled.
You're always upset with me at that AMC.
And then I come back to the theater and ask Kirk, "Is Kyle wearing Fila flip flops?"
Yeah,
and he's like, "Yeah,
I wasn't wearing flip flops." Are you saying Fila?
Fila.
I never wear flip flops. It wasn't me.
So someone else was destroying.
No, this wasn't me.
This is the stall mystery.
Someone else was destroying.
Yes, and Kyle.
No, but this truly was not like I would own up to my poop.
Where'd you shit at AMC?
Oh man,
I found a little corner.
I think it was upstairs.
Well, I walked in.
You should always poop at the Southdale upstairs bathroom and get
That was you shitting in there then.
Flip flops, they're hidden. He burned them.
I never wear sandals.
What were you wearing? You were wearing those?
No, I was probably wearing
flip flops,
more sneaker type shoes for walking. I'm wearing more flat.
It's just weird because like I went in there to pee, and then someone was in there sitting there as still as a statue, but like the stench was overwhelming. And then I get back, and you're still not there, and then you come back. So it's like a Scream movie. Like who's not around when Ghostface is around, and that's who Ghostface is. Like who's not in the theater?
Oh wait, Abdi's got a question for you.
No. I was saying you guys are going back and forth on who smells, but
I definitely would.
Right, but no. So we were talking about the guns, shooting guns, and like their training and shit. Definitely takes a shit ton of training, right? And so great film. I'm a fan. I think 10 out of 10. Does anybody have any Sicario
let's
as the best?
Nick finish his
I don't have anything more other than
your gun range story.
Gun range story. Yeah,
just that
coming back to Sicario,
I didn't like. I wasn't good.
Yes.
I wasn't good. Like if I had to shoot somebody in self-defense, I'd be dead probably.
Did you hit the target at least?
Well, I hit the body, but I was going for the head, and I didn't hit the head. I wanted to hit the head.
No, next time aim for the head.
I didn't know.
I kind of want to go
Famous
back.
words by Josh.
I kind of want to go back.
No.
Well, we should go with Abdi and shoot
Let's
guns.
fucking go.
I just thought I'm not even gonna say. I
with
just
the
have a
cartel.
really dark joke, but like that would involve practicing. Yeah, I do want to go back. back.
Nick wants to shoot guns again. Well, we've gotten that. Okay, so Abdi, you're saying that Sicario is the best of what genre?
Well, no, I was gonna say of like I don't know where I would rank it in Denny's work. As a director. I mean, where do you guys have it in terms of?
Well, I didn't like either Dune, so it's definitely
Dune fair?
it's automatically gonna be
better
higher
than Dune.
Dune is just like I'm sitting there and I'm like,
Dune is a beast of a movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you like Dune?
I love both movies.
You love both Dunes.
Yeah. I'll say I like the second one a lot more. I remember watching the first one again before watching the second. The second's awesome. I think the second's awesome.
I think I did like the second one more.
Yeah.
But like,
it's more expensive, more stuff going on. I think, but I hear you though. Maybe it's kind of similar to what we were saying about Get Out and Nope, where there's just a lot bigger budget with Nope, right? A lot more, expansive vision. But Sicario with this kind of limited storytelling, not even limited, it's still kind of crazy. It's great. I mean, I think it's just so contained and just kind of... I personally also like this kind of genre of like government dirty secrets and just kind of like this whole kind of moral fight in that world. But I really like Prisoners. I just like what he does. Right now he's in a sci-fi world, but when it's a more practical, grounded world like this, like the horror... You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a horror film in and of itself. I think we were kind of speaking to that it's a thriller, but it's just like you see bodies strung up. You know what I'm saying? He's like painting this town again, like the sepia colors for sure, but also just like the foreground, a lot of the landscapes, like these long drives, just showing you this road. I don't know, just this desolate wasteland of a place that's just at every corner is just murder.
I know the disc has a a commentary with Deacons, and I think it's when she first comes out of meeting. She's outside and there's like a blue. It's during the day,
yep.
And she just come outside a building. He talks very specifically about how it was. I'm not going to try to quote him. I'm going to say, find that scene on the disc and listen to that place.
Yeah.
And it's I think when you're talking about it being horror, and we're going to come back to you guys disagreeing about Dune, and I'm going to throw a counter in there. Nope, I'm going to throw the counter in now.
Yeah.
Arrival versus Sicario. Ooh. Which do you put higher? And have you seen Arrival, Nick?
I have not seen Arrival, so I can't.
God damn it. Why didn't you see Arrival?
I would put Arrival on top of Sicario.
Really?
Only because I like alien space movies. It's kind of a time travel movie-ish too. A little bit spoiling it for Nick, but it is a...
Doesn't matter.
I don't care.
Time travel-ish movie, yeah.
With her dreams or whatnot, yeah. I liked Arrival. I think it was just not as eventful, like in terms of kind of like scene by scene just being so packed. And again, like one of my favorite movies is The Departed. You know what I mean? So I guess my brain is a little wired differently where I like these kind of crime, again, grounded stories where her figuring out an alien language is cool. And it's like this kind of like crazy esoteric spiritual thing for her. That's dope. But I just love like these worlds, like where we see like a world kind of unraveling as you pull a thread, the thread of it. So that's why I would probably put Sicario above Arrival, although Arrival is a great sci-fi movie.
Is Denny better at these like crime movies like Prisoner and Sicario versus sci-fi movies?
I think he's really good at... I mean, Blade Runner was great. Some people don't like Blade Runner. I like Blade Runner, but also Blade Runner is that kind of detective police world also. So it's kind of like the marriage of like his two, or at least what we've seen so far. I'd make that argument, yeah. That I think he's better in the thriller, dramatic world outside of the sci-fi or You know,
I'd have to go sci-fi because of Blade Runner 2049 being, like, first of all, my father and I saw it in the theater, and he was like, that was a good movie. And it's 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's a long-ass movie.
That's a hit. Yeah. And then Arrival for me, I think I put it over Sicario, but Mrs. Farx goes definitely Sicario over Arrival. I live in a place of diverse thought.
Fair.
And the Dune movies are an accomplishment. The books were unfilmable. And that he got that first book up at 5 hours, and it's about the rise of fascism and people cheering it on.
What book was it?
Dune.
Oh yeah.
Because he's like one. It is.
Yeah. When he came across it when he was younger. Yeah.
Nick, you knew that, right?
Wait, what?
You knew Dune is.
Book.
That's where we're gonna go. You guys debate if Dune, like, you don't like Dune, you like Dune.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, what didn't you like about Dune? I guess I didn't get to ask you.
I'm just not, I don't know. I guess I think I'm finding I'm just generally not engaged by stories where it's all just like, here, we're in this, either whether it's a war, some movies it's a war that's going on forever. Maybe that is the case in Dune. I don't know. I didn't care enough to.
Dune, the first one was they were goaded into a war.
Yeah.
Because they were given this position of power over like this resource-filled planet. So then it was like they're there, but then the guys who were in charge of that planet had either fucked up or they just couldn't get the resources from the native people. So the empire was just like, this family is getting too powerful. They can threaten the emperor of the galaxy, if they get too good. So how about we just give them this honor of a job to be in control of the spice, the resource of the galaxy or the universe. And then
my only takeaway from it was the spice is important, but like the rest of it, and like I don't care about it. Like, and I think the pattern I'm noticing with movies is like when there's some conflict that you're dropped in the middle of.
Yep.
Whether it's Dune, I don't care because I don't feel like because this is something that affects like
the stakes,
all of the people.
Yeah.
All of the people. You don't have, at least I'm not seeing or picking up on the thing that makes the one character, the protagonist, unique. Other than being they're picked by this thing. Like in Hunger Games, I'm sure like, oh, you're picked. She
volunteers in the Hunger Games.
You're volunteers, whatever. Now you're the one. She volunteers, but now you're the one because you volunteered.
Yeah,
sure, now that makes her character special.
Are you talking about the like protagonist? Like
protagonists?
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about
this fundamental element.
I just like I don't see like
why is this guy the main character? Like fuck this fuck Chalamet.
Like, well, yeah, and also Timothy, I'm not, like, I don't dislike him, but he's also...
You're like, he did that gay movie, so how is he cool in this one?
Oh, I don't care what they did. I don't
he hasn't
care.
Seen that.
I don't care that he nutted in
a
peach, or if he was the one who nutted in a peach.
Is that what he did? There was something.
Someone comes in a peach, and then
someone blew their load in a peach.
Well,
I don't care.
Army Hammer, of course, would eat something.
Yeah, he eats protein.
Protein, definitely some, goddamn.
No, I just feel like movies that are about like wars and like dystopian and shit, there's so much about like the whole like situation for everyone on the planet that the protagonist gets kind of lost in the shuffle, and it's like, what is it? Why are we viewing this protagonist story? Why are we viewing the story? It's so
layered. That's a fair question for like a broad brush of like those type of movies that you just described. Dune, as Kyle was going to say, it's a book, so there's already so many different layers.
Yeah.
And it goes in so many different directions even after the second movie, the third movie, that they're considering doing like spin-off shows for or whatnot, which is a lot. But I'd say the thing with Paul Atreides is like, again, it's kind of like a lot of the same stuff as like Gladiator, right? Like family's been decimated, now this kid's out for revenge. The family's been cast out. Now that he's taken over the galaxy, this whole kind of trope. But for Timothy Chalamet's character, again, Paul Atreides, he has this thing where he could be the Messiah. And so what I like about Dune personally for me is that, but they call him the Mahdi, which is actually a real Muslim term for like the person who's going to come and help Jesus when Jesus comes back. So there's this kind of like prophecy element that we share, and the writer Frank or some shit, I don't forget the guy who wrote
Frank Herbert,
who wrote Dune, took those obvious elements of like Arabic Muslim, culture and sprinkled it into the film spice, oil. There's all these like, kind of, metaphors or analogies. And then it's like, if you like Star Wars, I mean, I don't know if you're a fan of Star Wars.
He's not.
I'm not.
Okay, well, there you go then. And then a lot of this.
I'm sure it's related.
To,
I'm sure my lack of fandom for Star Wars plays into my lack of fandom
for this futuristic stuff. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, like, again, people say that Star Wars took inspiration from Dune because it was earlier on, right? Like it's like super clear that there's that part with the swords and the fighting and
Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, Jabba the Hutt there too, for sure. That makes sense. I never put two and two together, but yeah, definitely with those guys. But yeah, all in all, I think it's a great movie that I do love lore though too. I think that's the other thing of it, is like the lore of Paul Atreides. Is he the Messiah? Is he not? Is he capable of doing this? He has some powers. He's been trained, or is he not? And then also like Zendaya is awesome too. So like, also Denny. But I don't know. To me, it's just such a. At least it attempts to be complicated and layered. Like it just has like, oh, this person and this family and their history, that you can kind of go down those YouTube wormholes. I just like stuff that's rich like that, I guess. Even if it's not the best. I mean, I remember fucking watching many seasons of The 100 on CW. On CW. Like I love dystopian, apocalyptic, or like what would it look like for humans 1,000 years from now? Or like if we gain control of the galaxy in 10,000 years or whatever it is for Blade Runner or Dune, like how does that look? Because I want to write sci-fi.
Thousands of years into the future.
Right.
And then Blade Runner is 30 years or 20.
Now, 20-something now, yeah.
Yeah. Jeez. Have you seen... I'm going to bring this back to Zendaya. Have you seen Call Me By Your Name?
I've not.
Oh, okay.
No.
She was in that.
No, but she was in that director's follow. Is it Lucas Guadagnino? Is that the name of the director?
Guadagnino.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Lucas Guadagnino.
Luca.
I'm sorry.
She's
I
in
got the
tennis,
last name right?
The tennis movie.
Challengers.
Yeah, Challengers. I haven't seen that either.
Oh,
This time
really
someone comes in a tennis ball.
Yeah, exactly.
No one comes in a tennis ball. Like there is a lot of that. Is a sexy movie.
Yeah, no. The first one is two dudes, and then the second one is two dudes plus Zendaya. So this
They're
director's
like
got a theme
for her in a certain way.
For sure, but I think like there's like they both at the same time.
I actually did do material on this once at the Comedy Cell or what's it? The one in
Comedy Corner.
Yeah, Comedy Corner.
Underground.
Yeah. They don't three-way.
Oh, they don't.
No.
Okay.
The balls never quite make it over the net.
There you go. I thought they were in the French
Very
Open.
Very tasteful.
Very
demure.
Not over the net. That's funny.
Demure. Yeah, we got to get down to that 1822 demographic. Damn
it.
Right.
Gotta get the.
And talking about Lucas Guadagnino and Dune is definitely going to get us
there. There you go. And Emily Blunt, who now this is the moment where.
What's the last Emily Blunt movie you like since?
I think The Last Quiet Place.
Quiet
Place
one? Part 2?
Yeah, I think so.
She's done something since. Like obviously, I talked about.
I want to see Oblivion. I haven't seen Oblivion. Or no, Day After Tomorrow. Or no, what the fuck is it called?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
You haven't seen Edge of Tomorrow?
That one's great. That one's really good.
Doug Liman's now making like Boston thief movies, and like why make substandard Ben Affleck movies?
When you can
for Ben Affleck's company.
I'm sure he doesn't think it's substandard. I'm sure he's thinking it's a great movie.
They know when they're doing some shit that's just like
the
for
one
the
with
check.
Matt Damon and Ben.
They know when they're doing shit for the check.
What do you mean?
Wait, what is it that they did? Matt Damon and Casey Affleck?
Yeah. So I just watched The Town again on 4K, and it was like, why did they make this other movie take place? And it's okay, but
it's just Boston guys doing Boston movies.
Where do you put The Town versus The Departed versus Sicario?
Ooh.
Wow, it's a tough one.
Fuck.
No, it's not.
I think it's instinctually I want to say The Departed, Sicario, The Town.
Why is that?
Because again, The Departed, I don't know, to me is just like, again, complicated. You got fucking Chinese technology, you know what I mean? Fucking Jack Nicholson, huge cast in my mind. Right? Alec Baldwin's in there, which is funny. Mark Wahlberg, just stacked cast, a bunch of lines. Again, for me, it's the quotables.
You know what I mean? Can I guess what actor?
How's your mother? Yeah, how's your mother?
There you go. That's a Boston one.
Fucking my
Say
father.
like-
Why?
Yeah.
Still your mom for me.
Like, who are you? Oh, I'm the guy that fucking does his job. You must be the like
You was
The
the other
assholes
guy,
that don't.
yeah.
straight
We
up,
should have
so-
done Boston accents, but
Yeah.
do you know what? Do you try and guess what line I say the most from that movie? Like in my head all the time.
I don't know. Is it the rat
Yeah.
one where he's like, "There's no one like our fucking rat."
No, it's Alec
So
Baldwin going Patriot Act, Patriot Act,
Oh,
like
yeah.
just congratulating the other bros.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah, what they can
Patriot
do,
Act
yeah.
making.
It's so good though. Again, that's a great. Anthony Anderson's in it, just like running
Yes.
around like. So I like
The guy from Blackish in a Martin Scorsese movie. Damn.
Yeah, the guy from Kangaroo Jack. Yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
That's how I forever know. I think I saw that Kangaroo Jack first, and I saw him. I was like, hey, this is Anthony Anderson. Yeah, it was just
Oh, wait,
such
was
a
that
crazy.
Kangaroo Jack? It was one of those kangaroo movies.
Yeah, right.
Joey. Sorry.
Joey. I remember hearing about Joey. I know. It's we're a little late, but
Oh yeah, we could wrap it any
But-
time.
and the movie's about to end actually too. We actually have had this podcast on almost through the entire.
Oh, we're
length
gonna
of
cut it up into 3
Okay.
probably, and
Yeah.
because we get better numbers on like cutting
Smart.
them into smaller and
Yeah, definitely.
like just releasing them over a week, and we'll tag you and stuff.
Hell yeah, I'm down to promote. I mean, this was fun, and
The point is to have people on and get in debates and disagree with each other
Yes.
on movies, which we did do.
we did do. I mean, again, I stand on Dune's being, the Dune movies being good. I mean, we disagree on that, but again, I think it's like a lot of it comes down to what your preference is, right? Where you guys like Denis sci-fi, I like his crime thrillers more. I mean, look at this. This is a scene where he's really just like, you have to co-sign, my bullshit. Sign this paper so your government says I did a good job, even though he's part of the Colombian cartel fighting with the Mexican cartel. So the whole movie is about how the American government is backing the Colombians over the Mexicans, because it's better the devil that you know rather than one, right? And so Benicio is telling Emily Blunt's character like, I know you want to be all fucking goody two shoes with this or whatever the fuck, like all in between the lines, but we're gonna color outside and just like. There's a line they had in this movie that was so great, which was like, I don't know, it's like I don't know how they said it, but it was essentially like the border shifted, or like the rules are, a bit more flexible when it comes to this level of fighting the cartel.
Have you seen Network?
No, I know where this is going.
Where's it
you
going
want to bring
next?
that up again?
Like the Social Network or Network?
Network, the 1975.
Ned
76
Beatty,
movie.
there are no countries, and you're talking about like no borders, but that's not what he's talking about.
Is there like memes from that where the guys have
Yeah.
like the long
That's
table?
mad as hell. I'm not gonna take it anymore. That's
Yeah.
from Network.
That's the
Yeah.
movie. That's not the scene.
Yeah, it's not the scene. Yeah, that's
Mad as Hell
That's-
happens halfway through, and this is what happens at the end of the second act.
What happens?
The speech about like the Ned Beatty speech that is very famous and you've seen memes for.
Got
I
it.
strongly recommend watching Network. We did Network instead of Furiosa because Nick didn't want to see Furiosa.
Oh yeah, you
So
didn't
we
want to
said-
see Furiosa?
I didn't give a shit about Furiosa really.
So we put
Anything
it,
with deserts
No, like
and sci-fi.
that's the thing,
this saying.
any sort
Or
of like
yeah.
big,
Yeah.
like here's a catastrophe that involved the pattern I'm
You
noticing
just,
is
you just don't like catastrophes or apocalypses. or
dystopian. Like everyone's in
worst
a
case scenario. No,
everyone's in a mess of shit. So like how does the protagonist stand out against that? I think is what I don't like about those movies.
you
in
don't think
general.
there should be a special person to save everybody.
But it's like they
the
they
apocalypse?
tend to struggle on like establishing what makes that person special. It's always
Yeah.
something lame.
so you
Yeah,
would love
fair.
Sicario because she is ultimately shown to be powerless and then doesn't kill him because she
Yeah, she
would
just
be
didn't kill him,
deeper
yeah.
shit.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's not it's about the character, how the character interacts with the situation versus if everyone is in a shit box because it's dystopian and everyone is fucking scrounging for spice and everyone can't find food, then like everyone's in a fucking hellhole. Then like versus here's one character who has found themselves in a dire situation and how are they gonna get through it or not get through it?
Are we all in a hellhole, Nick?
I think that's what
That's in the movie. Yeah.
in a way you could say that, but like
Abdi
if
started
you're
out
talking
talking
about a grand catastrophe, you have to do more to make your protagonist stand out against everyone else who's also
No,
dealing.
yeah. Okay,
with-
so I say, so what I hear from you is you're saying the threshold should be higher for that person to take on that mantle, or at least be given that mission.
Yeah, like that.
But sometimes the shit finds the people who are not the most qualified, who they have something to prove.
Sure.
I think you're asking them to prove something before they've proven themselves, which is the entire point of the movie.
Yeah, but I'm like, what? My question is,
Is
why
that
are
wrong?
we?
That's how my interpretation.
They don't need a special like ability or anything, but like, why are we? If everyone is in the same situation, if the whole like pull of the story is that it's dystopian,
yes,
and we have no food and we need spice, then like,
well, it's a rumination on history and how.
Well,
these things play.
I don't care. We're talking about like in the context of like the lore. It's like, we need spice. We need this.
So like Hitler couldn't go into Russia because they didn't pack coats. Like these things matter in the grand
But I am
scheme
talking about like everyone is in the same situation.
I haven't seen Furiosa, but okay.
How do you make
on
the
that.
situation unique
this
for
is
the
related to
protagonist?
Furiosa.
No, but the question of like why is the Furiosa character, at least like the Argentinian chick, I'm blanking on her name.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy. Like I kind of understood more of Charlize Theron and that motivation there. I mean, she had one arm or whatever, and I'm like, damn, like just gotta get her other. I don't know. But
in the movie, she doesn't like save the world. It's not like she's one person saving the world. It's just she's
on a
saving
mission
group of people.
She's got her own aim, her own needs and wants. Maybe I think you might be reading too into it. Maybe especially if it's like you do have the grandiose kind of, again, like the illusions of grandeur type characters. For sure, that like buy into it and put that mantle on them. And then you have the reluctant heroes in a lot of these ones where it's like, I think Luke Skywalker didn't want to be, right? Or I don't know if he jumped right into it. I don't remember.
Well, yeah, Luke Skywalker does want to be, he wants to be
he wants to be more than a farm guy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the opposite of what Dune is, which is like needing a savior is what
Paul
leads
did not
to
want
fascism.
to be. Yeah. Which I think is, exactly. And there is some elements of like white savior complex in that as well, where it's like, Paul Atreides in that house being in charge of the Fremen, who are clearly like, black and brown people from a different part of, different planet, but like it's elements of what we see today. So there's just a lot of that kind of commentary, chock full of commentary. I think that's the direction, but from what I'm hearing from you is just like off rip, fuck this character. Off rip is like, yo, who's this fucking guy?
It's also he tried not to put dialogue in the movie. He wants it to be an impressionist where you have to like feel it versus or be.
Who does?
No.
Denny.
Denny definitely takes a lot of that. Yeah,
I'm just like, if it's coming across like what, I guess I mean, if his family is like important or whatever, but like, I don't know.
His mom kind of like birthed him into like, his mom did a bunch of shit to like, be in this cult of women who prepare for the next Messiah. So it's just like, again, there's a lot of like, there's some movies that just kind of start with a ton of backstory, which is why, again, even in Star Wars, in a long time ago, I don't forget how to land far away.
Are you pro Star Wars or anti Star Wars?
I love Star Wars. I mean, now lately they've kind of dipped off a little bit.
Last Jedi, yay or nay? Don't say anything more because we're not a political podcast.
Last Jedi, is that the one with the girl?
That's political.
Is that John Boyega and the girl?
Number 8, yeah. So the second one with John Boyega.
I didn't watch any of those movies. I avoided them. Rogue One, I like.
Well, yeah, you should.
Right? It's so good.
I'm going to recommend a different podcast, and we should end this one.
Yeah.
There's a podcast called Going Rogue, where they talk about how the Rogue One came together based on journalism from this New Zealand journalist. She used to work for Disney, though.
Okay.
We can end on that.
New Zealand. Okay.
The podcast is called Going Rogue. I strongly recommend it, even though this is a podcast. I hope you listen.
Heck yeah. No, this is fun. And shouts out to Denis Villeneuve. I always feel like I fuck up his name.
I thought it was Denis Villeneuve, but I don't know.
Villeneuve.
Oh yeah, there's a V. There's a new.
There's 2 V's. Yeah, Villeneuve. I think it is. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to all those sci-fi fans, but also thriller fans. And shouts out to. It's so funny because after Sicario ended, Amazon immediately took us to John Krasinski, Emily Blunt's husband, in the
13 hours.
Jack Ryan.
13. Yeah, I thought it was Jack Ryan too, but I guess it's 13
it's
hours.
Michael Bay.
Yeah.
What? I haven't
Benghazi.
ever heard of it.
This is a Michael Bay Benghazi movie.
I thought we were not getting political.
We watched Wag
already
the Dog.
You're already saying Benghazi. You know,
The emails about this movie.
Exactly. Look, this is that.
John Krasinski's dating Emily Blunt.
He's married. To
Emily Blunt.
Yeah,
At this
Emily
point,
Blunt,
when
yeah.
he's making this movie.
On this movie, I think they were, yeah. But look at that. We've already gone off the rails to Benghazi and Hillary's emails. So I think that's a great place to put a button on.
That's great.
shows.
Let's end it right here.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Catch you in the next one.
Bye-bye.